So, good afternoon, people.
Good afternoon.
It's been 2.5 days now.
Yes.
How is it going? Yeah. Are you guys high on energy or are you still feeling fulfilled? Okay, अब हो गया, बस करो, बहुत हो गया, too much हो गया, and all of that. How many of you are still ready to learn?
Ready.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And before we start, we're talking about heartful networking, aren't we? What is heartful networking? Any guesses?
Networking is
Wow,
from the heart.
brilliant. Just awesome. What else?
Human touch.
Human touch. Yes, absolutely. Anything else?
Wholehearted networking.
Wholehearted network.
Heart to heart networking.
Heart to heart. Brilliant. Amazing. Yeah, so tell me something. In the last 2.5 days, you would have met a lot of people?
Yes.
A lot of people.
Yes.
Can you give me a just number, how many people you met?
84.
84?
30, 40, 50.
30, 40, 50? Give me one number at a time. How many people you met, sir?
Not exactly, can't count.
Give me an approximate number.
35.
35. You said 84.
Yeah.
5. More than 180.
More than 183. Amazing. Can I have a big round of applause? Anybody has more than 183 people that they have met in the last 2.5 days? No? So how many cards have you collected?
More than 75.
More than 75. Brilliant.
Somebody else.
Brilliant. Can I have a big round of applause for that? Thank you. It is a lot of information that he has with him, right?
He was at the registration counter also.
No wonder. Yes. Now I'm going to put him through a grueling situation. Okay. Now this 75. How?
Sorry,
नहीं अब तो करना ही पड़ेगा अब तो फंस गया
किसी से टाइम नहीं था इसलिए मैंने सबको ना टैग जरूर किया
So your name, sir?
सुभाष कुमार जैन
Subhash ji. Subhash Chandra Bose ji. Can I remember you like that?
मैं भी कोलकाता से ही हूँ
So very similar, right? ठीक है. So Subhash ji, आपने 75 cards आपके पास हैं. इन 75 में से आप किन के बारे में, कितने जनों के बारे में कुछ ऐसी बातें जानते हैं जो किसी और को पता नहीं हो सकती?
बहुत सारी चीजें हैं ऐसे जो शायद कोई भाई जब तक आप
एक तो बोल सकते
हो किस तरीके से वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं वो उन्होंने बताया वहाँ पर कैसे उन लोग किससे क्या अपने आज तक के जीवन में कैसे उन लोगों को क्या क्या डिफिकल्टीज आई है कैसे वो ओवरकम किए चैलेंजेस को मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें उनको बहुत सारी फैमिली की लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स वी हैव डिस्कस्ड उनको
Perfect. Now I want to ask him another question कि इन 75 cards जो आपके पास है इनमें से कितने लोग do you think will become your real network?
देखिए वी आर इन द सेम लाइन बस स्टिल मैं उसको बाद में चल रहा था कि उसका स्टडी करूंगा वापस उनके तो भाई ईमेल लाइक और तो वी कैन कम इन व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप और लाइक
Perfect. So this is the question I want to ask all of you. In every conference that you go to, you meet a lot of people,
Yes.
right? A lot of people. Right? After a point in time, you forget whose name belongs to which face belongs to which name, who belongs to which state, which language do they speak, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of confusion that is happening, right? Now, among these people, think about how many will become your real network. And to do that, what you need to exactly do? Do you know? Okay, that's why I'm here. It's all right if you don't know what to do with them. Now let me share a story of me. How did I start doing Heartful networking? I was working in a corporate scenario. I used to work for a company called ESPN. I was their product manager. Completely different line. Somebody I heard mentioning that she runs a business in IT. I didn't. She was pretty close with that. I was working in IT, right? Now, in 2013, I decided to move from being an employee to become an employer. Which means I wanted to move from corporate world to an entrepreneurship world. Now, I did have a lot of friends in the corporate world. I did have a lot of connections that I had made in the corporate world. But would that be useful for me in the entrepreneurship world? What do you think? No. Because the corporate world is a different spectrum altogether, the entrepreneurship world is a different spectrum altogether. So I realized that issue. I have no connections in the entrepreneurship world. I'm a first generation entrepreneur, so nobody knew me in the entrepreneurship space, and this I'm talking about in Bangalore in 2013. Bangalore is known to be the entrepreneurship hub, right? So what I had to do, I decided, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for every event, every entrepreneurship event that I can think of in the next 3 months. And every time I went for events after events after events after events, I met a lot of people like you did, right? I met a huge amount of people. I'd come back, I would send them a couple of mails, or I would just reach out to them, say hi, hello, etc. Some people would respond back, some people wouldn't. I would send some LinkedIn requests to some people would respond back, some wouldn't. After a point in time, after 3 months, when I was cleaning my purse, ladies have purse, I was cleaning my purse. That's like a big, exercise. The ladies here can, probably verify that, vouch for me that it's a big cleaning exercise if you have to clean up our bags. So I was cleaning my bag. When I was cleaning my bag, I still remember today, I bought out 363 cards. Okay? Was it good?
No.
Do you think it was good?
No.
Yes, it wasn't good. You're right. Because I had no clue who these people were, where I had met them, what was the context, how can I even go back to them? Do you ever face that problem ever? Have you ever faced that problem?
Yes.
If you have, please put your hands up. I want to see how many. So that's where we break from networking to heartful networking. That day I decided, neither am I going to give my business card to anybody, nor am I going to share or take their business card. Sometimes I do it today, when they still ask me to take it. I have taken some 5-6 business cards today. What I do today is I see the business card, I look at the person, I talk to them, and then I keep a note with that. This is the reason. Why I don't give my business card? Because for me, I want to connect with them. I don't want to become a business card reservoir. But I have business card books. Earlier we used to store them in books, right? So I don't want to do that. Now what happened after that is that every single time I meet anyone, even today there were so many people who were asking me for my business card. I said, I don't have a business card. I can connect with you on LinkedIn. Now what happens? What happened because of that? I connect with that person. Then I go back and I send them a message. And this is something that I do personally. Say I meet a person, I know what they are, what they do, and I send them a personalized note. Not a note saying that, hi, I'm this, I do this, I can solve your this problem, and these are my contact details. Do you think people will respond back to you if you send a message like that?
They receive.
They receive multiples of them, and I do receive a lot of them. So I would only respond to ones that connect with me personally, which touches my heart. So, what does it mean? It means that the moment you are able to have yourself in somebody's mind space, this is the place, mind, it holds a lot of information. Can you be in their mind space? How?
Wishing the particular event like birthday, anniversary, where we can connect with us.
Yes, that's a good point. Any other way? The backbenchers, please.
By solving their problem.
By solving their problems, yes.
Helping them in their needs, understanding what's up.
Yes. So we are here to talk about all that you can do. Imagine there are set formula what you can do to bring these connections, these 363 cards that I spoke about, to become your network. Will that exponentially change your net worth?
Yes.
Will that exponentially change the number of people start talking about you and then give you business? If not, they, somebody else, etc. So let's go forward. First things first, when you're talking to someone, when you're connecting with someone, change your focus from inward to outward. Can somebody tell me what could this mean?
I think
I think changing your focus from
Be
inward
more
to outward that change your focus from yourself to the other person.
More
You focus around who the other person is,
Yes.
understand the other person, rather than harping upon who you are, just as you said, that what you want to do for LinkedIn messages.
Absolutely. So here is what, I will tell you a story, right? Whenever I'm networking with someone, I was meeting a couple of people just before the conference also. My first thing is that, okay, I listen to them, who they are, where they're from, how they want to, connect with me, what is that their interests are. So one of the person was sitting behind saying it is very difficult to choose a session to attend, which is the reality, which is very, very true. So I just told him, I think it's important that you choose what you want to choose, not to please somebody else. Now, if I've done that, will that person will remain friends with me even though he's not sitting in the session?
Yes.
Yes? So once you change your focus from inward to outward, what can I give instead of what can I receive? Will that change your atmosphere? Will that make people more receptive about you?
Yes.
So the first thing that you need to remember is this. Second, connect instead of collect. Pretty simple? Yeah?
Yes.
Can we remember that in our head? Before collecting a business card, have 2-minute conversation. Just have a 2-minute conversation. And a lot of people ask me, I'm introvert. How many introverts in this room? Introvert. Okay, good. Do you find it difficult to talk to people, create your network, and are in dilemma about what to do?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Every human being are connected with about 4 or 5 similar interests. Can we name them? Food?
Sports.
Yeah, sports, travel, place, language, and last but not the least, politics. Movies as well. Politics, but be careful when you're talking about politics. You never know, in today's world, it can backfire. So stick to something that is more comfortable, that can easily connect with you. Just because you're a mutual fund advisor doesn't mean you have to connect with only mutual fund advisors. Is that so? You can have friends in any industry. I don't know anything about mutual funds, right? In terms of the technicalities. I've been an investor in mutual fund, but I've never worked on the other side of the fence. But I have friends sitting here from the mutual fund industry. There you go, right? So all I'm saying is that it is important to connect with people on a different level altogether. Not always on work or in your professional space. Find similarity with your connections. Can you find me in that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the pink one. Now what is the similarity here?
Smile.
Dress.
Smile and hands.
None of us are from the same industry. None of us are from the same age group. None of us have similar interests. None of us are in the same space. But all 3 of us connected that day. How? With the smile and that pose. Today, if I go and meet these 2 people, they are a great friend and they're ready to share their network with me. Right? So that's what we talk about, find a similarity. When you're able to find a similarity, it helps you create yourself. Leave an anchor. What do you mean by that? Any guesses?
Something.
One will integrate with you.
Uniqueness of
Something that which leaves a rest in his mind.
Yes, absolutely right. You guys are smart, man. Can I have a round of applause, please? All of you. I don't have to do anything else. I think I will finish it off in 15 minutes. Will that be cool? Sorry?
You know the right way, then everybody is smart.
Alright. So yes, you got to find an anchor. Or you want to find a thing, tiny little thing that you want to plant in others' head. Not from a bad intention, but from a good intention. What are your anchors? Can anybody tell me? Do you have an anchor when you plant? Can you think
various things. It depends differently for different people. So you
Cannot
leave
have.
different anchors for everybody. You
Not
know?
necessarily.
Huh?
Not necessarily. I'll tell you why. Because unless you know what you want to leave in their head in, what you want them to remember you for.
Okay, one of the anchors, main thing which generally I leave is, boss, इसको पता है, he's better from the other one.
Awesome. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So let me tell you a story of mine. Everywhere I go, whenever I meet people, they see me as a smiling person, smilingly positive person. Would you agree? Some of you met me before this.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes.
It's done. It took me initially a lot of time. I used to be in Bengali I can say that, but I don't know how many of you will understand. How many of you will understand that in Bengali? It's called Gomra Mukh. Means how? You know, grumpy face. Exactly. Thank you so much. So I used to be a grumpy faced person, right? But then I realized that there is something about me that generally comes out like a aura. You know, when you smile and you talk to somebody positively. So I leave that with the person. Right? I just leave that with the person. Now after that, whenever they see, whenever they hear about me, there is a smile on their face. And that reminds them about the interaction. So can you think of an anchor that you want to plant in others' head? It can be the time specific or situation specific as he rightly pointed out, but it can also be something generic that you want to plant in everybody's head. I mean, I didn't have any business needs here, right? But then, I wanted them to remember me as a certain kind of person. So that's why I left that angle. Can you think of that? Therefore, once you do that, you will be able to not only connect with anyone and everyone on this world, even the people who are introvert, right? You will be able to leave that anchor and people will come back to you. Priya sitting here actually pinged me saying that when is your session? She and I belong to another group and we've met only once, Priya? Twice. That's it. We've just met twice. And she pinged me saying that when is your session? I want to come only for that session. Thank you so much, Priya. Can I have a big round of applause? So, that is the power of networking from different spaces, different areas. You don't have to keep yourself within that globe, within that pond of mutual fund advisors. You can move yourself to another pond as well and really mingle around. The next one. Nurture the connections to become your network. What do you think that does this mean? Who's speaking the line? Okay.
Relationship builder.
Relationship builder, yes.
It's keep in touch, have some communication in between. You cannot stop communication.
Right.
Maybe you have anchored with your individual identity, but you have to in touch with certain information or activities.
Right.
There should be some communication also.
You're giving food to a relationship
Right.
so that the first meeting, which is just a point, but you are anchored, that anchoring is not really a relationship. But once you ride it with fuel of connecting more to something, then it becomes, it gets converted into a relationship and which is remembered for years. An anchor might be remembered for a few years. But that fuel which you bump into that relationship could be anything, any talk, any dialogue, happy birthday, happy anniversary, something that, okay, you said that, this I find beautiful, anything. That fuel.
Lovely. That's lovely. How you were saying something?
Yes, it's like once we talk to a person who's somewhere in an occasion enough, it's not the end of it, it's just meetings.
Perfect.
Because I think nurturing in correction is you have to do something good for that person so that that person do network for you.
Brilliant. Yes, fair enough.
A good listener with understanding that person is also given.
Right. So here is what you can do. Now you've already connected with that person in LinkedIn or on Facebook or any other social media. Today's social media is smart. We don't need to be. It tells us about their anniversaries, their birthdays, what they have achieved, what they have done, the newest haircut they have done, or even the new dress that they have bought which they are very happy about. What goes in a 10-second message telling them, wow, you look amazing, or congratulations, a small note of appreciation. Just make them feel great, make them feel amazing, make them feel that yes, you only wrote this message for them. Recently I changed my LinkedIn, I think one of the job profiles. I was recently hired as a consultant for a training group, and I wrote that out. A lot of people sent a message saying congratulations, and that was the template that LinkedIn provides. How many people do you think I would have responded back to?
Very few. Only those whom you would have connected with whom you would have
Everyone! Even though I know that they have messaged just from the template, the moment I respond back with a personalized message, leaving an anchor in there, even though they have not done. Works? Does it sound cool? Yeah? Plug yourself right in the right time for the right opportunity. What does that mean? You are now monitoring them. You know when they are facing a challenge. You know when they are saying, hey, my finances suck, or I'm going through a bad time, I am having a tough time meeting this person, I'm having a tough time convincing that person. Can you interject and say, come, I'll have a 2-minute conversation with you and help you. What will that do for you? Next time when they're thinking about someone, they'll think about you for this. Let me share a story and end this before they start telling us. So recently, a friend of mine who runs a training company, she came up to me and she said, listen, I am doing a masterclass for a lot of women and I'm looking for 3 different types of trainers. I said, I need 3 different sessions basically. I said, okay, what are those? So she said, health, wealth, and the third one she was confused in. One was around negotiation skills, another was around networking. So you could see that I could plug myself in there in the networking scene. But instead of plugging myself immediately in the networking scene, I called up another friend of mine, told him, listen, there is a scope for the session where you talk about negotiation skills. And this guy is amazing. Okay, he's amazing, and I'm aware of that. So I told him that, I can actually refer you to him. So he asked, okay, what about you? Are you also doing a session? So I laughed and said, listen, yours and mine is a clash. It's a competitive stuff, unfortunately. But I would prefer you doing the session instead of me doing the session. What it did to him was he responded back saying, not only will I accept this particular offer in whatever price they are offering, I would also share my price with you, my fees with you. And I wasn't ready for it. I was like, why are you doing this? You don't have to do this. I was just doing it because I wanted to. Right? Now, what all worked in my favor in this case? One, I was giving. I wasn't looking at my gain. Two, I only wanted the best for the friend of mine. Right? Thirdly, I was able to network with this friend of mine, the guy who was then chosen. I met him only 6 months back. But as if we know each other for a long, long time. How? Because we follow each other on social media. And we are constantly in touch. We are talking. We are discussing. So keeping that in mind, I would go to any questions. Any questions? Anything that you want to ask? Yes, please.
And social media only gives positive things.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Nobody will tell that I am going through a tough phase.
So, okay, that's a brilliant question to ask. Here is something that I'm going to give an extra tip before you go for lunch. You're going to meet people today, right? And you meet, you talk about different business and this, that. Try this trick. Ask them or let them help you with something which opens your vulnerability. Say, I'm not able to crack this. Can you help? What will happen if you do that? They'll start trusting you immediately. You won't take much time to build that trust. So, to answer your question, how do you break through from the good things of social media to bad things? Share your vulnerability. Like I recently moved from Bangalore to Hyderabad, and Sharat is standing behind. He called me one of the days and he said, how are you settling? I said, it sucks. It's horrible, I could have said good things. I said, it sucks. Can you come and unpack? Help me unpack. Though he ran off saying that no, I can't do it. But then the point is we made a nice, friendship between us. And now he is ready to help me beyond what is required, right? It's only because I opened up my vulnerability. So when you open your vulnerability with somebody, you are able to then get their vulnerability and get into their personal space. Yes, you wanted to ask a question.
Does networking means only business or something else?
No. Networking not necessarily mean business. Networking means you have another person who becomes your mouthpiece. Who is able to talk about you, like you. I was very happy how Abhinav introduced me. I felt really amazing. How many of you feel amazing when somebody else says good things about you?
It's release of serotonin.
Would you be rather in a situation where others are talking great things about you, or you have to say good things about you? फिर वो बोल बच्चन हो जाएगा ना. It will be like blow your own trumpet when you keep saying good things about you. When others say, it makes it a point, right? So therefore, look at networking in a manner that जरूरी नहीं है कि मुझे इसी बंदे से business आना है. Maybe उसने 5 और लोगों को बोला है, उस 5 लोगों से मुझे business आया. Look at it in that effect, ripple effect. So it works really well. Who else has a question?
One last
One last question, okay?
Will there are certain organizations like BNI, etc.
Yes.
Does joining them really will help?
Yes, so that's a good question and it's a controversial question as well. To answer that, I would just say, what's your need? Are you sucking at regularly networking with people? Do you need a structured environment to network? Do you need a structured format to network? Or are you okay comfortably talking to people and getting your things out? Ask yourself, how good are you at networking? How good are you? So, you may be having say 5,000 connections. But how many can you think of when you are in a need? That will answer your question whether should you join VNI or not. Yeah? With that, I close.
Can we have a round of applause, please?